Hey guys, this is Ms. Gray's tutorial for how to make your book trailer using Adobe Spark Video. So the first thing that I'm going to do here is I am going to first type in Adobe Spark Video, and that's going to bring me my little options here. I'm going to use the second one to get there, and that should bring me to this screen. Now I have already logged in. So what you're going to see when you come here is you are going to see something that says in the top right hand corner up here, it'll say sign in, create an account. And what I'm going to need you to do is use Google to create an account, and then it will ask you for a couple little pieces of information. Fill those out. Once you've done that, it should get you to this screen here. And this screen here, it already has a couple little things that I have started down here. What you'll do is you're going to want to click the plus sign right here. This is how we create a new project, and it gives you post, page, or video options. We're making a book trailer, so you are going to want to click the video option. Take a little second here. This screen says, every great story starts somewhere. Tell us about your idea or title. I do want you to title this with your name and your book title. I am going to do this over To Kill a Mockingbird. So I put my name and my book title. Then you click next. And then it gives you a bunch of templates that you can use. Promote an idea, tell what happened, a hero's journey, show and tell, personal growth, teach a lesson, an invitation, or make up your own. I think for this one, the tell what happened is probably the best option because that's what we're doing. We're providing enough details and synopsis of our book that we want people to read it. So I'm going to click tell what happened. And then that's going to bring me to this tutorial. Definitely watch this. In fact, I'm going to actually show this tutorial in my tutorial because I think it very, very easily illustrates what you need to do. So here it is. Shows your options, things you can add. Okay, so now what we need to do is this is my project, and it gives me a whole bunch of options. This is my little side over here where it asks me to go back if I need to go to my home screen. Talks about the video preview. If at any point you want to watch what your video would be like, you click preview. When it gets time to turn this in, we're going to do some sharing. Themes, music, and layout over here are our options. This little bar down here is the actual video itself. So every time you add a slide or add an image, it shows up down here. It's also how you can control the time. So how long your video is going to go. So I'm going to do some basic things that you'll need to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the themes, and I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm going to look through and decide what theme that I would like to use. So there they all are. Lots of different themes. Okay. I think that I liked the chalk one because of our main character Scout being in school in To Kill a Mockingbird, and because of it being a school project. So I'm going to use this one. So I click on it, and now I have my chalk theme over here in my video. This right here, the microphone button, I'm not going to do that right now, but if you wanted to talk your way through your video, or if you wanted to just introduce your video using audio, this would be where you would press the button, okay? I'm not going to do that. I'm already talking to make the tutorial. So I'm just going to exit out of that, but that's there at any time for you. Okay, so now what I have is I have the play button down here, but I haven't created anything yet, so it's not going to play. I have this button, which... Okay, hold on. I need to put an image in. That won't work just yet. I'll come back to that button. And then the time that this slide would go is 2 seconds. So I'm going to add an image. So I'm going to press the plus button in the center, and it gives me the opportunity to add a video. So if you videotaped something on one of the iPads or on your phone or something and you wanted to add it to show, you would click video. Photo, which is what I'm going to do in just a second. An icon, I'm going to click over here. Thousands of icons tagged. If I wanted to do like a stop sign, see, here's what an icon looks like. Okay, so just different things like that. I don't need an icon right now, so I'm going to leave that alone. And then if I wanted to put text, I could put my text in there. I'm going to go back, though, because I want to add an image. I don't want to add text. As it loads. Oh, no, skip. Don't make me do the whole thing again, are you? Here, I'm going to add this one. When I went back, it made me go all the way back. But notice it saved it automatically, so we're good there. I'm going to not do the tutorial this time. Okay, so here we are. We're back. It does save automatically, so you shouldn't have to save at any point. So I am going to click Photo. And it gives you options. So you can upload a photo. So if you go to Google and you find a photo that you like, and you maybe say, To Kill a Mockingbird, or your book title, cover art. And then you click Images. Okay, I like this one. So I might, save the image as. And for you guys, that's going to save in your Google Drive. This one might save, in my documents. Oh, there's a couple of my kids from our zombie project for our Halloween door. But what I'm going to do, instead of doing that this time, that is an option, though. You can go to Google, save it to your Google Drive photos, and then upload it, clicking Upload Photo. Okay? What I'm going to do, though, is I'm actually going to click Find Photos, because Adobe Spark will actually search for you. So I'm going to click To Kill a Mockingbird, and I'm going to put that in here and see what we get. Okay, I'm going to back out of cover art, and it may be too specific. Yeah, there we go. Okay, here's one. That's a cover. Here's one of the book. Okay, look, I found a couple interesting images of people that have put this play on. Excuse me, the book as a play. Alright, now there is my image. Okay, now this will allow me to manipulate it a little bit. I can add another photo. I can delete it. Okay, I can zoom in or out. So if I want it to be further in the middle, or I want it to go in here, I like it about right there is good. And another thing I can do is now I can click on the layout bar, and it brings over here. So if I want it to be full screen, okay, if I want it to be one thing only on here, just in the center. If I want it to be one thing in a caption, so right there. I want it to be two things. Okay, so I would have to add another image or text over here. Okay, something you might want to do if you do this, though, is you need to make it bigger. So see, just like that. However, I like it just being the full screen since it is the main focus of my story. My page here. Okay, I'm going to back it out a little bit again. There we go. Ta-da. Alright, so first slide there, To Kill a Mockingbird, Harper Lee. The reason I like this theme so much on your video is because it says when and where, this happened, this happened, this happened, and then if you scroll over, how it ended, although you're going to be careful about not putting in too much about how it ended, because this is a trailer, we're supposed to be wanting people to read it, not telling them the whole story, and then reflection at the end. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go when and where. I'm going to click the next slide. This is a 2-second slide as well. And so what this is going to be is this is going to be our slide about kind of background information. So I'm going to add text this time, and I'm going to say in Macomb County, Alabama, in Macomb County, Alabama, a young girl named Scout. And then I'm going to put ... because I want that to be leading into the next slide. And so I'm good with that one. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add a slide between the when and where slide and the this happened slide. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it right there. I clicked this plus sign here and it went ahead and added it where I was clicked. If it doesn't add it where you clicked, you just very easily pick it up and move it around. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do a photo. And I'm going to do Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird. See if we can't find Scout here. I don't like any of those. Let me see if maybe I just search Scout. Oh, brought me some dogs. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to Google. Look, lots of images here. Alright, I like this one. Let's see if we can copy an image and place it. Doesn't look like I can copy and directly paste one. Okay, so what I'll do then is I will show you how I would save it. So I'm going to save image as, and I'm going to come to my computer as documents, and I'm just going to save this as Scout Picture. You guys would save this in your Google Drive folder, but I am using my regular computer, not a Chromebook, so it's a little bit different. So then I would click Upload, and it will bring up your Google Drive options, and then I'm just going to come down and pick Scout Picture, and I'm going to open it. And there is my Scout picture. Okay. Something else that's nice about this is that it automatically does the animation for you when you pick a theme. If you do not pick a theme, it lets you mess with the animation. So if you don't like the way it's moving between different things, you can, if you don't pick a theme, you can adjust that. I'm going to click Preview so I can show you what it would look like if it played right now. Okay, so something I immediately noticed when I reflected just then is that this is going too fast. So I'm going to go back to my first slide, and I'm going to click this little icon down here that said 2 seconds, and I'm going to make this last a little bit longer. Like maybe 5 seconds for my first image, and then definitely a lot longer for anything with words. And so I'm going to lengthen those out just a little bit. Okay. Alright, now, the next thing that I would want to do is I'm going to not go on in our story because I noticed when I previewed it, this music. Okay, while it's not awful for To Kill a Mockingbird, I am going to show you how I can change it. So, right now, it's on Traveling Buddies, okay, and I can click any of my other options here, and I also love about Adobe Spark that it gives you the option with, like, what type of music it is. Remember, everything that you have to do on this has to reflect the book that you read. So, if it's uplifting, if it's a warm and sweet story, you might want to use one of those. So just to show you the other options. Music off if you want to turn it all the way off. If you're going to do sound effects, you would turn it all the way off and then you would add your music. I was trying to get it to play for us here. Okay, I think what I might have to do to get it to play is I might have to click on it and then preview it. Okay, so very different music here. And believe it or not, it's got some pretty good stuff as far as the music goes. Woodland Jam. All right. Okay, so if you wanted to add your music, you would click here and